Danny Acosta here with UFC welterweight contender Jon Fitch. Jon, you've had a lot of struggles here in 2011. You've got a fight coming up with Johny Hendricks at UFC 141. How are you feeling coming into this fight?
I feel great coming into the fight. Body feels good, shoulder feels good. I'm anxious to fight. 10 months is way too long of downtime for me to wait in between fights, so I can't wait to get in there and mix it up.
Is a lot of the hunger that you have coming into this due to the fact that you haven't had a win this year? Your one fight was a draw, and then you had the long layoff. You had an injury that kept you out a long time, and those are things that aren't usually a custom for Jon Fitch.
Yeah, I have a lot of hunger, because of the financial standpoint you get put in when you don't win. The economic situation we're in with our country right now, I've become much more politically active because I'm very cautious and I love my money, and I don't want to be giving my money up to people who don't deserve it and people who haven't earned it. And I don't like giving my money to bankers who are robbing me of my money. And I'm motivated to be in there and fighting and earning a living and making sure my family is going to be taken care of.
You talk about family, you have a baby on the way, it's your first child. Has that changed the context in which you approach fighting? Has it really given new looks to your motivations?
A little bit. I mean, it's definitely given me a different motivation, but not just in fighting, but in life, the way I look at, like I said, my political output and understanding and things I care about now compared to what I cared about, 2 or 3 years ago, has changed. And it definitely has put more motivation in becoming more successful as a fighter, because I want my family and I want my children to be proud of what I've accomplished.
What do you make of all the shuffling that's been happening at welterweight? There's been a lot of different changes. Nick Diaz dropping out of the title fight with St. Pierre, Carlos Condit coming back in, St. Pierre getting hurt, and so on. What do you make of everything being a kind of outsider in these situations?
I think things become a mess when the clear number 2 welterweight in the world, which is me, is injured and out of the mix. Things would have been taken care of quite neatly and concisely if I was there, and I would have had the win over BJ. So I think that's a little bit of my fault for not putting BJ away in the 3rd round. But I try not to focus too much on that stuff. I have a big fight in front of me with Johny Hendricks, and I look forward to fighting with him and hopefully putting him away.
One thing that's changed while you've been gone is that there's now 5-round non-title main event bouts. Do you feel that came a little too late, that it would have been perfect for your fight with BJ Penn?
I think that's the perfect thing for any of my fights. I think I finish 99% of my fights in the 4th round. I start a little slow, and as the fights pick up, I gain speed and I start putting people away and start doing more damage in the 3rd rounds. I'm looking forward to some 5-round fights.
The UFC is going to do a kind of mini tournament at 125 pounds. Do you feel that that'd be something you'd welcome at welterweight, something that you'd like to participate in?
I think so, absolutely. I think tournaments are much more fan-friendly, and as the sport goes, it's much more sport-friendly because there's no wishy-washiness about who gets to fight who next. It's a tournament. You win, you move forward. That's it, end of story.
Dana White recently said that the interim title may be defended once. Carlos Condit, Nick Diaz. Do you feel that with the win over Johny Hendricks that you'll be the guy that's defended against?
I think with my credentials and what I've accomplished in the UFC and a big fight with Johny Hendricks, I think I should seal a fight with whoever wins their fight.
Would you agree with Cesar Gracie's statements that George St. Pierre should be stripped of the title because he's going to be out for so long?
No, that's ridiculous. I mean, he's been a champ for a long time. He's deserved to be champ, and people get hurt. Injuries happen. I think they're doing a fine thing. I don't mind them having an interim title, no big deal. But you don't strip a guy for getting hurt. If he was trying to fight for another organization, or if he was trying to be an actor or take time off to work on his music career, then yeah, strip him, because he doesn't care about fighting. He's not in the fighting game anymore. But now with George, an injury is an injury. What are you going to take all my wins and all my career accomplishments away because I got hurt and my shoulder had to have shoulder surgery? I think it's silly.
You went on record saying you wanted to fight champions and former champions only and be at that level in the sport. Do you feel that Johny Hendricks is another higher risk, low reward kind of fight for you?
No, I've always asked for really tough guys, and they always give me tough guys, regardless of whether or not they're household names or not. So I look forward to fighting tough guys. Johny Hendricks, in my mind, is a champion. He's a collegiate All-American, wrestled for a very good university, Oklahoma State. So I put him on high pedestal as a fighter.
Being on the undercard of a Brock Lesnar main event kind of card, do you feel this is a perfect venue for your return?
I would like to be a main event, but I think things will work out, and I think it'll be cool to be on a big card with big names like that. A lot of people will be tuning in. It'll be a big WWE fan base tuning in to watch Brock. So, the more people watching, the better.
Who would you like to see come out victorious in Nick Diaz versus Carlos Condit, someone that you may potentially face for an interim belt?
I don't care. I'm a fighter. I want to fight everybody. I would like to fight them both. So I don't really care who I fight first. But if one of them has a belt, then it might as well be the guy with the belt.
What can fans expect from you at UFC 141?
Jon Fitch, baby.
Jon Fitch, baby.
Yeah.
There you have it. Jon Fitch fighting at UFC 141 versus Johny Hendricks. Thanks.
All right. Thanks, man.